This is my investment plan for 2023. There are 3 parts to my investment strategy in 2023. Part number 1 is diversification. Now, this isn't the diversification you're thinking of because I think your investments and your portfolio should always be diversified to ensure consistent results and also to mitigate against risk and downside. The diversification I'm talking about is diversification of income. Now, we've seen in the past year, especially in the UK, massive fluctuations in the exchange rate, and this instability can then be passed on to instability in your earnings. An effective strategy here could be diversifying your income so that your earnings come in different forms of currency. And this can safeguard you against depreciations in your home currency, and you can actually benefit from those depreciations because your overseas earnings will be worth more. So one thing I've been doing with my business, which is I'm a tutor, I teach economics online, is I've been taking more students from overseas, particularly if they can pay me in the US dollar. And that's been fairly effective because as the depreciation has happened, the amount of money I earn off of those students actually increase, whilst the value of the earnings that I make off of my British students depreciate because of the erosion caused by the depreciation and inflation. And you can try and apply this to your life. So where in your earnings could you potentially diversify? For example, maybe I am a software designer. So what you could do is start looking for international clients who would pay you in their currency. And that can effectively be used to safeguard you against those depreciations. However, again, with all strategies, there are risks, and this is not financial advice. But what if you're, say, a builder where you don't have the opportunity to easily work overseas? What could you do then? Well, we know that when the pound depreciates, foreign currencies such as the dollar are worth more. And that means that foreign clients will be more willing and able to afford your work. For example, if you build a building for them, well, maybe if they're a business, they're making more profits because of the depreciation, they are more likely to be looking for a builder to do their work. So what you could do is find out what businesses in your local area earn their revenue in a foreign currency and go to them and say, look, have you had a good year? They probably have. Would you be interested in me doing some work for you? And you could come to an agreement with them that way. But regardless, I think diversifying your income is really important at the moment because if you have just say one job and you're made unemployed and you can't easily get employment, well, you're in kind of a bad situation there. So look at ways you can do that. Now, TikTok and YouTube is not that way. I earn literally no money doing this, like very, very, very minimal amount compared to the hours I put in. So the people saying that you can do like a YouTube side hustle, I don't fully believe that, in my opinion. What? So my first strategy is going to be diversifying income. My second investment strategy for 2023 is going to be consolidation. And this is going to involve me putting my money into stocks, assets, and businesses that I feel very comfortable with. In particular, there's one country I'm very bullish on at the moment. So I'm going to be increasing the amount of money I'm going to be investing in that country and those businesses. Now, I'm going to be making a video on why I'm so bullish on this country, but I'm wondering before that if anyone can guess what country this is. So comment your guess down below, and the first person to get it right, I'll send them £5 via PayPal. Now, there have been some clues in previous videos, so go and see if you can find them. Now, to finance step 2, the consolidation, I am currently looking at cutting my expenditure. So I'm looking at saving money where I can. But also note how step 1 and step 2 benefit one another. Because of my diversified earnings, when I see a peak in my earnings because of, say, a depreciation or some change in the market, I'm able to benefit that by pumping that additional money into my existing portfolio. The other area I'm going to be consolidating is in my UK stocks. Now, personally, and I'd be interested to hear what you think about this, I'm a little skeptical about the UK right now. Now, we have heard this month that we've had some GDP growth. By some, we mean 0.1%. Now, I think this is actually more of the exception that proves the rule. However, what do you think? Should I be including those UK stocks in my consolidation effort as part of step number 2? The final part of my strategy is securitization, and this kind of trumps all the other parts of my strategy. This is about maintaining my personal liquidity and my personal financial security. And that includes having at least 3 months of earnings saved up, either in accounts or in assets that are particularly non-volatile, so that I can always draw on that money if, for example, one week I don't make as much money as I expect, or the market really takes a negative downturn. I'm also building up a reserve of cash outside of that emergency fund. And that's so if there is a deterioration in the market, I can stand by and benefit from that being one of the only cash buyers in the market. But of course, keeping cash on hand when there is opportunity costs, for example, the cost of inflation on that money or the cost of using it in investing, is of course a trade-off. And you could be left sitting around not doing anything with that money. For example, they've been saying there's going to be a housing crash for the last 2 or 3 years, and not so much. So let me know what you think about my strategy down below in the comments. Be as harsh as you like. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like and consider supporting me on Patreon. Have to diversify those earnings. Until the next time, bye bye.